Hi guys, it's Holly. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a project I've recently been working on for the Duke of Edinburgh Award, and I decided to do it from YouTube as that's what I'm comfortable doing. But basically I've done 3 separate videos for 3 separate subjects. Those separate subjects are anxiety, body image and stress. I wanted to do these as I feel they are relatable and also personal to me. I personally think anxiety is something in the pit of your stomach that takes over you at certain points and you get anxious or even annoyed about something. It can be small things, like really small, or it can be a big thing that everyone would probably get anxious about.
It is something that takes over me when I'm feeling a stress or worry or concern. It's an emotional content to something that is upsetting me or worrying me, and I have to do something about it, and that causes what I would call my anxiety.
Anxiety for me is a very negative emotion. It's something I feel when I'm triggered with something that I'm not sure what to do about.
I would say anxiety is thinking about the future with an expectation that something bad is going to happen or things are not going to go well.
I think we all get anxious sometimes. And I think people who say they're never anxious are deny.
I mean, people probably know, anxiety is just the body naturally producing adrenaline. It's kind of gearing you up to cope with a difficult situation.
Anxiety is like when you start feeling panicky or nervous about certain things in your life, and like it might be really irrational and you might not know what's causing it, but like you get really nervous and stressed.
The word anxiety personally means to me something bad, like it's a bad word. Like almost like a type of monster or something, but I associate it with bad things. I don't think there is a good example of anxiety, but it is something you can control and it shouldn't define you. That's what I would say.
Anxiety does to me, it actually makes me sometimes feel physically ill.
Yeah.
It's literally, I think, as though I've got a bellyache or something. And I think, God, it's just a problem I've got. Why on earth does it make me feel
It keeps you awake at night,
Yes.
wakes you up in the morning.
My feelings are 10 times worse than the thing that happened.
Yes.
The thing that happens is minor compared to what I've created in my head.
Yeah. Being a bit on edge, I think. Being a bit jumpy. Kind of heart fluttering, maybe kind of stomach churning. Those are the things that I get most often.
I associate with not being able to breathe properly, small spaces, schoolwork. The first time I had a panic attack was about GCSEs, and then astronomy. Yeah.
I get anxious about a lot of things. Like most of them are really small, like the tiniest things. Like one thing that really gets to me is being late or early for something. So I'd be like, if I'm early, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm going to be standing around waiting for this person, how long are they going to be, I look like a loner, like, you know what I mean. And if I'm late, I'm like, what if the person's going to be angry with me? I'm late, what if we've missed something? What's going to happen now? What if the other person's late? That means I'm early. And it's just something that really gets to me.
I think it's happened all through, but when I first went to university, I was hoping the car would never arrive there and I'd never have to go because I was so nervous and anxious about it. When I first came to London, I was hoping the plane would never land because I thought, God, this is so anxious. What am I going to do? I'm going to get out. I won't know anybody. I won't know anything. I'm just going to have to deal with it.
I was absolutely terrified of my dad. There was nothing wrong with my dad. He just terrified me.
Yeah.
And I started trembling when I was eating. In front of him, I would start trembling. And so what I did is I just didn't eat. I didn't eat in front of him.
I work with students, and lots of students have anxiety. In fact, I think there's an epidemic of anxiety among students. I think it's often about knowing you have to do something and not being sure whether you're going to be able to do it or be able to do it well enough.
Tumblr obviously helped a lot, because before Tumblr I had no clue what was going on.
True.
I was like,
Same. I was like,
am I dying? Am I having a heart
world?
attack every few weeks that makes me
I
stop
don't
breathing?
know what the
Yeah.
world is.
I don't understand. I was having like some like existential crisis at like 12.
I know.
And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, I was like in year 5 and I found Tumblr and I was like,
what is this magical place?
I would say talk to someone. Everyone says this, but talking to someone does help. Find like a trustworthy friend, even adult, that you know you can talk to without feeling judged or something like that. Especially someone who maybe is a lot like you. That's what I found helped. Also, I personally found like ways to help myself. I found a few like apps and websites and just little things, so I'll put links to those below.
To try to encourage them to make up, if they can make up a solution, or just, I think listening and talking, that's the first step, that starts it.
Yeah.
If they don't let it out, if I don't let it out, it stays within me, so if I get anxious, I talk to your grandma, what have you, and she will with me.
Absolutely, to talk about it and to realise, maybe talk about it, maybe read about it, go on the internet, anything to realise that they're not on their own.
Well, I think there are all sorts of things to make yourself active, because if anxiety is about adrenaline building up, it's good to kind of get rid of the adrenaline. So it might be running, or it might be doing yoga, or it might be learning relaxation techniques or mindfulness, which is really popular at the moment.
If I were you, I'd just like look up on like the NHS, like that's what I do, like look up like anxiety and anxiety help.
And if you have Tumblr, just search it in the tag. Like that's probably more relatable.